everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the second process of event of sexual reproduction, and that is called fertilization. Okay. Now, as we have studied in lower grades, we already know that fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gamete. Okay. And this fertilization process can also be called syngamy. Okay. And in the process of fertilization, after the process of fertilization, a single cell structure is produced, and the single cell structure is called zygote. Now the point to be noted here is this zygote is actually known as diploid structure. Okay, this zygote is actually a diploid cell. The meaning of term diploid is it's actually having one complete set of chromosome. Okay, so the zygote is actually having a complete set of chromosome. Okay, hence it is called diploid structure, isn't it? Okay. Now, what is the meaning of term diploid is, we'll take the example of human beings. For example, this is a normal cell in females. Okay. A normal human cell is having total 46 chromosomes. Now this cell divides and produces 2 ovums. Okay. It will produce 2 ovum, and each ovum which are produced will actually have 23 chromosomes. Okay, that means one cell has divided into 2 new ovum, and this cell was having 46 chromosome, and it has actually divided its 46 chromosome and given 23 chromosome to each ovum. Okay, and this type of cell division is known as meiosis. It is actually a reductional division in which chromosome numbers are halved. Okay, chromosome numbers are actually halved. Okay, similarly in case of males, a male cell is there. Okay, this cell divides and produces 2 sperms. Okay, it produces 2 sperms. Now this cell is actually having 46 chromosome, and each sperm will now have 23 chromosome each. Okay, and this male cell also divides by the process of meiosis. Now here, each ovum or each sperm, or you can say all the gametes which are produced in the case of human beings, they have only half of the chromosome, or you can say they have only half set of the chromosomes. Okay, and these such type of cells which have only half number of chromosomes are actually known as haploid cells. Okay, haploid means half number of chromosomes. Now what happens is, for the process of fusion, this is ovum and this is sperm. Okay, so 23 chromosome. Okay, now for the process of fusion, fertilization, these 2 gametes, they come close, they fuse, and they produce a single cell structure called zygote. And in this zygote, chromosomes have come from both ovum as well as sperm. So now this zygote will have total 46 chromosome. That means complete set of chromosome. Okay, that's why we say that the zygote is actually having complete set of chromosome, and hence it is called diploid cell. Now, where does this process of fertilization or syngamy occurs? Okay, what happens is there are some organisms, especially aquatic organisms, in which fertilization process occurs outside their body. Okay, and this type of process in which fertilization process occurs outside their body is known as external fertilization. Okay, such process is known as external fertilization, in which fertilization process takes place outside their body. Okay, in an external medium like water. And this process is more, external fertilization is most common in aquatic animals like fish, frogs, amphibians, algae, etc. Okay, now you can see here in this picture, this is actually a fish called salmon fish. Okay, in this salmon fish, this female fish is there, and this female fish is actually releasing ovum or ova, actually many female gametes. Okay, plural of ovum is actually known as ova. Okay, and here the male gamete also releases egg. Okay, so the female deposits her ova on the riverbed, and the male deposits his sperm into the water. So the sperm actually has to swim through the water and reach the ova. And after these sperms, they reach ova, they fuse ova. Okay, they fuse with ova and produces zygote, which further develops into the new individual. In this picture, you can see this is a female frog and these are actually the eggs of female frog. Okay, these black color structures are actually the eggs of female frog. Okay, so females also, they release large number of eggs at a time, and then they wait for the sperms released by male frog for the process of fertilization. So here females eggs are also stationary, and sperms released by male frog are actually motile. They can move and they swim through water and reach the female gamete for the process of fertilization. Now there are certain disadvantages of external fertilization. What happens is, in external fertilization, because external fertilization takes place outside the body in external medium like water, so there are high chances that gametes might get wasted. Okay, so there are large quantity of gametes which are wasted and they left unfertilized. Okay, they are left unfertilized. Okay, this is one disadvantage. Then second disadvantage is chances of fertilized are actually very less, very diminished because of the environmental hazards and predators. Okay, because there are many predators present in aquatic medium or water which are actually looking for these eggs. Okay, they go and directly consume the eggs released by fish or the eggs released by frog as their food. Okay, so, and there are some certain environmental hazard, maybe the pH of water might change, or pollution. Because of pollution is the main environmental hazard which might cause a decrease in the chances of fertilization. Okay, and another disadvantage of external fertilization is, like eggs and sperms essentially may not come in contact. Okay, it might happen that there are certain barriers because of which egg and sperm may not come in contact with each other at the correct time. Okay, and then the next one is desiccation of zygote or gametes. Here the meaning of term desiccation is loss of water. Okay, desiccation means loss of water from the body, or in simple term you can say dehydration. Okay, dehydration means desiccation. So what happens is, this zygote, these gametes, they might lose water, or in case if the gametes, they fuse, they produce zygote. So zygote, because of certain factors, might lose water. Okay, it might desiccate. And you know that water is a universal solvent. It's very important. It's present in each cell for all the metabolic reactions. Okay, so if there's no water, without water nobody can survive. Okay, and the last one is, for example, the gametes have fused, zygote is formed, zygote has developed into the new individual. Okay, like in case of frog, after fertilization, frog undergoes metamorphosis process, tadpoles are produced. Okay, so these tadpoles or the new offsprings produced in case of fish or in any other amphibian. Okay, so they are highly vulnerable to prey, because in for example, in pond water there are millions of organisms living inside it. Okay, they are actually different types of organisms. They are large fishes, they are large, they might be snake, they might be salamanders. Okay, so all these organisms, they are actually predators for these small fishes or small tadpoles. Okay, so these offsprings produced are actually highly or extremely vulnerable to predators. Okay, and they might not live up to their adulthood. Okay, and when they cannot live up to their adulthood, so there was no it was of no use. Their production, the fertilization, zygote, and their development into new offspring, it was of no use if they cannot reach the age of adulthood. So these were the disadvantages of external fertilization. Now the next process is internal fertilization. Internal fertilization is actually occurs most commonly in case of higher animals and higher plants. Okay, higher animals like human beings. Okay, cow, tigers, reptiles, birds, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. So in all these higher plants as well as higher animals, internal fertilization occurs. And internal fertilization is a process in which the fusion of male and female gamete occurs inside the body of an organism. Okay, in very large number of organisms, internal fertilization occurs inside the body of female. Okay, in very less animals like seahorse, this internal fertilization occurs inside the body of male. Okay, so this female gamete or ovum is actually produced inside the female's body, okay, and this female gamete actually sit and wait inside the female's body. In case of human being, it is, for example, ovary. This ovary is connected to the fallopian tube, okay, fallopian tube, and female gamete come and sits in fallopian tube and wait for the male sperm, okay, and this male actually deposits or delivers sperms in the female's body by during the process of sexual intercourse in case of animals, okay, and in case of plants, male gametes are produced and these gametes are actually transferred to the female gamete, or they reach female gamete by the process of pollination. But both in case of animals or higher animals or higher plants, in both the cases, number of male gametes are produced in very large amount compared to the female gametes, because here male gametes have actually male gametes actually have to travel and reach the female gametes. So during this process, most of the male gametes, they die or they are lost, okay. So more number of male gametes are produced compared to the female gametes in case of internal fertilization. And the next process is parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis is actually a process in which an embryo develops from an unfertilized egg or ovum, okay. In detail about parthenogenesis, we'll learn in the next chapter. So parthenogenesis is a process in which an unfertilized egg or ovum directly develops into an embryo, okay. So when an unfertilized egg or ovum develops into an embryo, this is called parthenogenesis, and this parthenogenesis occurs in rotifers, okay, rotifers, honeybees, lizards, and then birds like turkey, okay, and it's also very common in citrus plants, okay, citrus plants, okay. These rotifers are actually your zooplanktons. Planktons are the organisms, microscopic organisms living in the sea water, okay. And why they are called rotifers, the meaning of this term ROTI, roti is like, wheel-like. So you can see here the mouth of this rotifer, this is mouth of this rotifer is actually having cilia around it, and the cilia forms the wheel around it, okay. The cilia forms the wheel around it, and that's why it is called rotifer. So we are done with the process of fertilization. In next video, we will discuss about post-fertilization events. Take care till then. Bye-bye.